Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to work on some holiday appetizers. This first one is cheesy bacon and brown sugar crackers. So you take Townhouse crackers, and I had to get the pretzel type because I cannot, and nowhere by town, find just regular crackers. You're going to get these. You're going to place a slice of cheese over it, just like this, and you're going to put another cracker on top, just like that. Make a sandwich. Make a sandwich. And then you're going to take a piece of sliced, a half, so you take a pack of bacon, slice it in half. Then you're going to take that bacon, that piece of bacon, and you're going to wrap it around the sandwich. And then we just sprinkle these with brown sugar, and we put them in a 250-degree oven for 2 hours. Yes, 2 hours. So, I'm sprinkling it with brown sugar as soon as I get done. When I run out of bacon, we will stop. So it's real simple once you get all the ingredients. And I mean, you can make these for any holiday, any get together. Easy speensy. And try to use thin bacon. Don't use any kind of thick sliced bacon. It's going to be harder to wrap them. So I just got some from Aldi's. And I kind of just pull it around. Just like that. Oh, and another thing, before you put it in the oven, you need to put it on a rack with a full lined cookie sheet or baking sheet. That way the crackers are not sitting in grease or anything like that. This way they can kind of drain. I'm trying to find the perfect place for these, but I'll get some more. Okay. I'm trying to make sure I don't use any broken ones. Let's see here. Right. Okay. Make our sandwich. Yeah, I think this is probably going to be about all that we can do because we're out of cheese. Which we could probably do 3 more because that's all I have left. So you take your bacon and wrap them up. Tuck them. Okay. All right. I'll be right back and I'll show you the final thing that I have to do before we put these in the oven. Okay. So I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of my half a cup of brown sugar on top of these. And if I don't use the whole half a cup measure, then I'll be good with that because these were supposed to make more than this and it just didn't. So it's okay though. We have a pan of these to try. So if I'm ever making it for a huge crowd, I know that I'm gonna have to double or triple it. So just sprinkle a little bit. You're not supposed to do anything special with the brown sugar. Just sprinkle it on there. Okay, 250-degree oven, 2 hours until the bacon is crispy. Okay, I'll see you back here in 2 hours. Okay, y'all, this is the finished product. I would suggest on your cooling rack or baking rack that you use, spray it with some cooking spray first. These do kind of pour down over it and kind of tend to stick. So just keep that in mind. But other than that, they taste great and they did fine. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. We are going to work on another appetizer. This is cracked chicken meatballs. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and mix everything up. And then we're going to form the meatballs. You need to preheat your oven to 400 degrees. And let's go ahead and just get started. You're going to need a pound of ground chicken. And thought I had everything. Half a cup of cheddar cheese. Put just a pinch more in there. Some crumbled bacon. We're going to do bacon pieces. You need about 1/3 of a cup. Just put a pinch more, just make sure. Egg. 1 egg. And we'll stir this up a little bit before we add anything else. Okay. Make sure I've got some ranch dressing mix here that I make myself. I keep it in my fridge. I have a video about that somewhere. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of that. 1 packet of ranch seasoning mix or dressing mix should be enough. If you don't make your own and you need to buy some. And then we're going to need about 1/2 cup of panko breadcrumbs. Okay. Alright, I'm going to try my best to stir this with a spoon. Then I may have to just go ahead and get the gloves on and start forming these. And we're going to need about, was it a tablespoon and a half? Yeah, tablespoon and a half of oil. I'm going to just try to eyeball it. I think we're going to put the gloves on, y'all. It's going to get messy. I've already got my cookie sheet ready. And I lined it with foil. You're going to want to use a baking sheet or cookie sheet that has a rim. Because this is probably going to have some liquid or grease emitted from it. Okay, I'll take all this off here and just mix it with my hands because it'll be so much easier. Now this is pretty simple. So I dump and go, 1 bowl kind of recipe. So this is for sure can be multiplied and quadrupled, you know, whatever you need. Okay. Move everything around. Hopefully you can still see. Yeah. All right. So, if you have a small cookie scoop, you're going to form these, and I don't. So I'm just going to do smallish meatballs. I've made my own before, so I kind of got the knack for it. But if you don't, they need to measure about 1 inch across. They don't have to be perfect. And I have put them on like racks before. So line cookie sheet just the same exact way, only just put a baking rack in here. And it kind of helps with maintaining the grease and stuff so they're not swimming in it, basically. But as long as you cook them up and, you know, as soon as they come out, go ahead and transfer them to something else, should be fine. So these are perfect appetizers. And we're going to only bake them for like about 15 minutes. So they're not going to cook for long. And then if you want them a little bit more toastier looking, you'll just put the broiler on them just for a little while. Just for 1 or 2 minutes. Alright, 1 pound of chicken meat is supposed to make 30 meatballs. So we will see. Alright, y'all, got all of them done, ready to go in the oven. 400-degree oven, preheated of course, 15 minutes. And then if you want to kind of make them a little bit more brown or more charred or a little bit more crispy looking, you're going to put them under your low broiler for just a couple of minutes. Okay, I'll get these in the oven and be right back with you. Okay, y'all, so these did perfect. You may need to mess with the seasoning a little bit. I don't feel like there's enough seasoning in them. They're fine to work, but maybe just a little bit more seasoning, maybe even something more spicier. But they did great, and they would be the perfect appetizer. Okay, y'all. So this next appetizer is loaded tater tots, and I'm going to do mine just a little bit different. So I went ahead and cooked them. Cooked the tater tots, and we're going to put them back in the oven. These were air fried. You can do air fry, you can do frying them, and then you can also do baking them. And so I've got some Velveeta cheese sauce. Let me see. Let me get the box. Looks just like this. And I needed to use it up, so I'm going to try to drizzle this or just kind of dollop it here and there the best I can because it's kind of thick. But you can do cheddar or Velveeta itself, anything like that. And we're just basically going to load these up with different toppings. And I'm going to stick them back in the oven just to get everything warmed up. We're going to put some bacon bits on them. I mean, you really, the sky's the limit. You can just do anything. It doesn't, just whatever. And you can, you know, if this is like not an exact recipe enough, you can find tons of different recipes for this and different ways that people do it. But we're just going to do bacon bits, cheese sauce, green onions. And these are the only spices that these have on them are seasoned salt and pepper, but you could do onion powder as well. So I'm just making little dots of this everywhere. And I'm hoping that the oven is going to kind of melt it to the point that it kind of runs everywhere. So the only thing that's going to have on it when it goes into the oven is bacon and the cheese. And I just used 2 pounds, I think. 2 pound bag of tater tots. And then 2 pouches of the Velveeta cheese sauce. And like I said, you don't have to use the cheese sauce. You can use queso dip, anything like that. That's already got your spice and stuff in it, so that would be good too. So we'll take this, set it aside. The bacon's on, need some little bacon bits. And the cheese is going to be kind of like my glue. Just try to make sure that you have it on the cheese. And it's okay if some of them don't have any cheese sauce on them, it's fine. Okay, just going to put it in 350-degree oven and just until it looks good enough to take out. So basically until this cheese is kind of runny. Shouldn't take long to warm up at all because they're already cooked. Okay? Perfect, perfect appetizer. And people are going to love that. Okay, I'll be right back. So this is heated up. It's ready to go. And I'm just going to sprinkle some green onions on it. And then we have some more appetizers. Real easy and simple. I did cut the heat up to about 375, but it melted pretty quick. It took over pretty quick. You can also put a little sour cream on this with each individual serving. It'll be perfect. Maybe even some black olives, something like that. All right, let's move on to our next appetizer. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to focus on appetizers, finger foods, any kind of party food that you can think of. We're going to focus on that today. It's the holidays and we are needing to be prepped and ready for all those parties and get-togethers. So today we're going to work on a dip called a Hissy Fit dip. Really, really easy, dump and go, throw it all in together. The only thing that you have to do is just a little bit of prep work with some cheeses. You're going to have to chop those up and you're going to have to cook your pork sausage. And I've already done that. 1 pound of pork sausage, cooked, drained in a bowl. Preheat your oven to 350 and then we'll go ahead and get started on the rest of this. You're going to combine 16 ounces of sour cream. And you also need to have an 8x8 or a 9x9 pan prepared and ready and set aside. I just sprayed mine with a little bit of cooking spray and it's waiting on us when we go to put everything in the oven. So sour cream, 16 ounces, 16 ounces of pork sausage, your favorite type. It could be hot, sage, maple, whatever. I would think not to use the maple flavored, but some people are okay with their savory dips tasting a little sweet. I am not. So I'm just using a regular old pork sausage, nothing fancy. And you can also put some red pepper flakes in here if you would prefer yours to be a little bit more spicier. So you can always do that. Okay, 16 ounces of each sausage and sour cream, 8 ounces of chopped Velveeta, and 4 ounces of Munster cheese. So I got those and we're just going to stir that together and we're literally almost done. We just have some seasonings to put in. And I'm going to serve this with some tortilla chips. You could do vegetables as well. It's very similar to a Rotel dip. We're going to put in a teaspoon of onion powder. Quarter teaspoon of garlic. And tablespoon of parsley, dried. I don't know about the tablespoon part. Y'all know I don't like parsley. And a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. So I'm just going to try to eyeball that. Okay. I'm just going to stir this together. And then we're going to put it in our prepared pan. And we're going to bake it for 30 to 40 minutes until it's hot and bubbly. Keep an eye on it in case it decides to get too brown. And I would just suggest you take it out, stir it real quick, put it back in, if it does that. All right, I'm making a mess like always. Put that back in there. This was all clean beforehand. All right, so I got my little 2-quart dish. Move all these back. Okay. So you're just going to pop this in here. 30 to 40 minutes on 350 degrees until it's hot and bubbly. And then you have a dip ready to go for any party or get together this holiday season. Okay. I'm going to pop this in the oven real quick, and we're gonna move on to our next dip. I have another one ready for you too. Okay, y'all, so we have another dip. This is called Italian cream cheese dip, and it's only 3 ingredients. You need to set out a whole brick of cream cheese and let it soften really well, and then you're gonna put a 1/2 cup of mayo in the bowl with it. And this will be a refrigerator dip, so you will not have to put it in the oven or anything like that. You don't have to cook it. No cooking involved. Now, you can mix this together with a spoon like me, or you can use a mixer. We're going to try a spoon and see how it does. Alright, and then you're going to put a packet of Good Seasons Italian dressing mix, the dry mix, in here. The whole mix. It's a 0.7 ounce packet. Now what I'm going to do is, sorry y'all, I didn't mean to put my arm in the way. I am going to take all this off here. And use this whisk to kind of combine it just a little bit better. I hate having to drag out my mixer. It's making a big, huge mess. Okay. All right. Okay, y'all. So this is all mixed together. You're going to stick it in your fridge for at least an hour before serving, but I'm just going to go ahead and stick it in there. I've got Ritz crackers for this, and I also have some chicken flavor crackers, the chicken and biscuit crackers. You can probably use any type. But that is it for this one. You just refrigerate it, serve, you're ready to go. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to hopefully add some more appetizers to our list that we've already got going. This is called Rotel Hanky Panky recipe. So it's very similar to the Rotel that we were doing before. I'm sorry, the Hanky Panky recipe we were doing before. Hold on, I'm a little bit distracted because I've got something that needs to come out of the oven. This is a tad bit different in the effect that it is not a dip. Sorry y'all, I'm trying to set something down to come out of the oven. This is on, it's like the Hanky Panky dip in a way, but it's set on little Hawaiian bread toasts that I made. So I took Hawaiian rolls and we made little toast out of them. The recipe will explain that. So you're supposed to take one roll and slice it into 4 different slices to make little toast, and then you're going to put them in the oven. And there we go. I can see y'all better now. Put those in the oven to toast just a little bit. So it's almost like little Melba toasts. And then we're going to cook a pound of pork sausage, which I've already drained, and add a can of Rotel that has been drained. And I'm not sure that I got it really good. It needs to be drained really well because you don't want your toast soggy. I'm going to do the best I can. All I can do. Let me see if I can get a fork and try to get this out just a little bit better so I don't risk putting any liquids in there. Alright, so a can of Rotel, 1 pound of pork breakfast sausage, I'm just using Tennessee Pride. I would have used the cheapest they had, but my store was sold out. Yeah, good thing I did that. There was a little bit of juice still on the bottom. Okay. And this is really quick. It's literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ingredients. 8 ounces of cubed Velveeta. And we're going to put this on the skillet after we drained the sausage. And our goal is to combine this, but also to melt this cheese. So we got to do that. And you're going to need, the only other thing we're going to need is a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. So, add that. That's going to give it a little bit of flavor. Alright, so we're going to let this sit here a minute. Hopefully it'll melt for me and not give me no issues. And then we mix all that together. We put it on our little toasts. And we go ahead and toast it, and we're done. 10 minutes to cook in the oven. This is what you're going to do. You're going to bake them for 10 minutes in the oven, and that's all. This is an appetizer that can be froze ahead of time, so that's always a good thing, especially if we've got a lot of stuff to do and we're just trying to look for some easy ways to get some things done ahead of time. So this would also be a good one for that. 5 ingredients, super simple. I took a serrated bread knife that I had, not a steak knife, but a bread knife, and cut my toast. It went straight through the bread, no problem. Had no problem. Now, some of them are uneven, but that's because of me. And I probably won't use those. I'll probably give them to my puppy dogs to eat. They love bread. But anyway, it's another story. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on getting this melted. And then I'm going to come back to y'all and show you how to put them on the toast. Okay? See you back in a few minutes. Okay, y'all. So everything's melted. I'm a little bit concerned because the cheese part of this is kind of liquidy. So I'm going to try my best to not get the liquid onto the toast the best I can. If that's going to work, I don't know. We're just going to see. I'm trying to use a teaspoon because the toasts are so little. I had to get rid of one of my little toasts because, like, I cut it so crooked that the bottom part was missing. So, there's that. So, I'm just sliding it off the spoon with a fork. That seems to be working. Kind of like a little mini spatula. Anyway. So, this just goes in to the oven. I guess for it to all mix together. I mean, I don't really see the point in sticking it in the oven, but maybe I missed something. But everything's melted together. And it's all cooked. And I'm going to do my best not to make a mess. And, you know, if you got any of this left over, you can use it as a dip, because that's exactly what this is. It's like Rotel dip. Except for the other recipe, I think it had sour cream in it. This doesn't. I had to look again to make sure that I didn't forget it, because you know me, I keep forgetting stuff. Well, hell, I'm always looking over this stuff. Anyway, so I have about 40 something, it's supposed to be about 48 little toasts. Of course, I took one away. So it's 2 big cookie sheets worth. So I'm gonna put my second batch over here and go ahead and get it done. I'm not gonna bore you with that. Okay. So there's the first one. And then we're going to put it in the oven for 400 degrees for 10 minutes. And then it'll be ready to go. If you were going to freeze these, you do not bake them until you're ready. So this would go into your freezer just like this. And you wouldn't put it in the oven yet. Okay, here's my second batch of toast. Let me get this one done, and I'll be right back. Okay, y'all, so I've got them both ready. They're fixing to go in the oven, 10 to 12 minutes at 400 degrees. I'll see you back here in a few. Hey, y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to make our final appetizer. This is a sweet appetizer, more like a snack mix. It's called Praline Crunch. And I've already got a stick of butter in here melting. You're going to add a half a cup of brown sugar. And I'm going to try to add a half a cup of corn syrup. But I'm not sure I'm going to have enough. So we're just going to go with it. Hopefully it works. Let's see what else we need. Okay, that's it. I've got some Corn Chex cereal. You can use that or any of the Chex brand cereals. Crispex is the cereal you're supposed to use, but it was so expensive, and I was just like, you know what, I'm just going to try this, and so hopefully it'll work. We'll see, huh? Now, you're going to combine all this together, and you're going to bring it to a boil. And then once you bring it to a boil, we'll remove it from the heat, and then add the rest of our things to it. Stick of butter is not wanting to go in there. Alright, I'm going to heat up some. I've already got my oven preheated to 250 degrees because this is going to have to go in the oven for an hour. And the only thing left that we've got to add besides the cereal and the pecans is some baking soda and some vanilla. And I'm going to do that once I remove it from the heat. We got to get it to boiling first. Alright, I will be right back. Okay, y'all. So, brought this to a boil. Now we're going to put in a little bit of vanilla. And I think it's half a teaspoon of baking soda. So, let me get that real quick. Teaspoon baking soda. Okay, mix all that up. Alright, so I took my rice cereal, and I've already got it in a bowl. And we need 2 cups of pecan halves, and I've got those. Now, I just got regular pecan halves. You can, they're not salted, so you can add a little bit of salt to this, or you could have used salted butter instead. I'm just going to put it all in there. Don't worry about it. Okay, so let me get a spoon. Okay, so this needs to go with this, but I'm going to mix this up just a little bit first. Alrighty. Okay. Pour this in here. Then I'm going to take this and try to stir it up without breaking my cereal. It smells so good. All right, I'm gonna get my baking sheet. Hang on. Okay. So, this has got to bake for an hour, 250 degrees, but you're going to stir it several times before that hour's up. And then that's it. You've got a little snack mix you threw together. The most expensive part of this was the pecans. Could have been the cereal as well, but I got like some generic corn checks. And I'm hoping that's going to be good. That will be good with that. So, I think it will be though. Because they're not mushy yet. So, okay. So, I'm going to put this in 250 degree oven for an hour. And I'm going to be stirring several times. So, make sure you kind of keep a watch on it. I'll see you back here in a little while. Okay, y'all. So, this is the finished product. We've already started getting into it. It was so good. It's really, really good. You're going to want to let it cool a little bit. But as it cools, it kind of sticks together. So, you're going to have to start breaking it apart. And I didn't want to do that yet because I didn't want you to see a destroyed, canvas here. But, so it's still, even after it's cooled, it still can be, kind of broke apart from the, from each other. It can break apart real easy. You don't have to destroy it, per se. But it tastes really good, y'all. And you're going to love it. The pecans, it's just, I like it with the pecans. More than I would probably peanuts or something like that. But I'm pretty sure you could probably change it if you needed to change it. But, yeah, these are the appetizers that I got together with my family. We picked them out. We eat them and tested them and tried them and made them and all the things. And that's what we're doing for the holidays this year. Hopefully, you'll learn something from some of them and maybe even want to try some. Make sure you like and subscribe. I'll see you next time.